Namaste. Today, the topic we are going to discuss is something very familiar and known to all of us. So, I will start with a very little story and then you all are understand. So, on a battlefield, the warrior named Arjuna, he feels confused, afraid and sad. He don't want to fight his own family and teachers. So, he puts down his weapons and asks his charioteer, that is Lord Krishna, for guidance. So, at that moment, the Lord Krishna teaches him the Bhagavad Gita, a beautiful message about how to live life with courage, peace, and wisdom. Through this conversation, Krishna explains what true yoga really is. It's not just exercise, but it is a way how to live life with peace, courage, duty, and devotion. So now you all are understood what I am talking about. That is yoga in Bhagavad Gita. So today topic is yoga in Bhagavad Gita. So, Bhagavad Gita means Song of God. So it is a book with 18 chapters and 700 verses. So it is a part of Mahabharata taught by Lord Krishna to Arjuna on a battlefield. So the Bhagavad Gita teaches how to live rightly, how to control the mind, and how to reach moksha. So it is a combines ideas from Vedas and Upanishads into practical life guidance. So the Krishna teaches him yoga to remove fear and doubt, to duty without attachment, grow spirituality. So this shows the yoga helps in real life problems, not only in meditation halls. So the Bhagavad Gita presents three primary parts of yoga, each addressing a specific dimensions of human existence. That is, first one is Karma Yoga, the second one is Bhakti Yoga, and the third one is Jnana Yoga. So Karma Yoga means path of action. So doing your duty sincerely without attachment to results or without expecting the results. The Lord Krishna declares a beautiful sloka, that is Karmanyevadikaraste ma phalesu kadachana. That means you have the right to work but not to the fruits of work. So there is a three key principles of Karma Yoga, that is Nishkama Karma, Yajna and purification of mind. So Nishkama Karma, so performing actions without selfish desires or without attachment to outcomes. Yajna means sacrifice. That means actions performed to offering the divine. Purification of mind. Selfless actions purges egoism and fosters inner clarity. So finally, the Lord Krishna compares a true karma yogi is like a lotus leaf in the water. How the lotus leaf is untouched by water, like that, living in the world but not getting affected by it. The second path is Bhakti Yoga. It is a path of devotion. The word Bhakti comes from Sanskrit root word Bhaj. That means to love, to share, to devoted. So Bhakti Yoga is the path of unconditional love and surrender to the divine. Krishna urges Arjuna to dedicate all actions and thoughts to God and saying, Man manabhava madabhakto madayaji mam namaskaru. That means fix your mind on me, be devoted to me, worship me, and bow down to me. So the key principles of Bhakti Yoga is self-surrender, devotional practices, and union with Supreme. Self-surrender, offering oneself entirely to God, free from attachment and enmity. So, devotional practices, chantings, prayers, and rituals are the expressions of love for the divine. Third one is union with Supreme. So, recognizing God as ultimate refuge and goal. So, finally, the Bhakti Yoga transforms love into spiritual forces that leads the soul to joy, peace, and liberation. So, the third path is Jnana Yoga, that is, path of knowledge. So, Jnana Yoga is the path of wisdom and self inquiry. It emphasizes the realization of Atman as non different from Brahman. So, the Lord Krishna describes a beautiful sloka that is Jnanignaha Sarva Karmani Bhashmashat Kurte Thada. That means just as fire burns the wood into ashes, same like fire of knowledge burns all karma to ashes. The key aspects of Jnana Yoga is Viveka, Vairagya, self-realization. Viveka means discrimination between real and unreal. Vairagya, it is a detachment from temporary pleasures or material pleasures. Self-realization. So, it is a introspective practices leading to the recognition of self's unity with universal consciousness. So, finally, Lord Krishna underscores that knowledge, when combines with the disciplined practice, it leads to liberation. So, these all are yoga in Bhagavad Gita. I hope you all are understood the concept. If you have any doubts, please feel free to ask in the comment section. Thank you.